अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगम् प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययम् विवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वाकवे ब्रवीत् एवं परम्परा प्राप्तम् इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप.
The fourth chapter speaks of Upasana and Jnana. It reveals Lord's avatars and his swarupas. Lord has equivocally declared that he is attained by those who have cleansed themselves through Upasana and Jnana. Many of them have reached the final beatitude by cleansing themselves of all negativities. Karma Yoga by itself is not enough for complete purification. All our attachments, arrogance, fear, and anger cannot be easily eliminated. Just as stained clothes need a powerful detergent to cleanse them, we need Upasana to purify our minds. This can be achieved by puja, yoga, japa, tapa, and other specialized techniques in purification. All of them are the means of bringing movement of force to our sadhana. First, we should acknowledge God's existence and then come to know Him. Upasana is to see Lord in everything, in every object, in every idol, in every human being, in every action in nature. The idea is to superimpose the act of divinity in all. Upasana is the process of connecting our minds to God. Any other impurities that still remain can easily be removed by right knowledge. Through Jnana, even the wicked can be completely cleansed. Sin is not in seeing the Lord manifesting as the world. It can only be removed through right knowledge, that is, Jnana. Jnana is the supreme purifier. It has the power to remove the likes and dislikes at the level of senses, delusions, confusions at the level of mind, and justifications at the level of intellect. Mere study of scriptures is not enough. We need to be established in knowledge that is samasya rahita, without any trace of doubts, knowledge with full conviction. For that, we need to experience things intuitively, as this knowledge is not an accumulation of academic knowledge, nor a verbatim knowledge of Sanskrit. Knowledge removes impurities, just as the revelation of the rope removes the fear of snake, which was falsely seen on it. We have to remove all the impurities and with a pure mind come to know the self. Chapter 4 is the Lord's knees, which help us to move faster. With the help of our ankle, we move slowly, but with the help of our knees, we progress faster. So we must implement the techniques of Upasana and Jnana in our spiritual journey to progress faster.
अथ पञ्चमोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेययेतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्.
Hari Om. The fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita prepares the seeker for meditation. We learn the technique of action by relinquishing the sense of doership. We are able to know our ability of performing action and also our ability of withdrawing from action. We discover how to be tranquil and peaceful even in an unhappy situation. This is the core of Karma Yoga, the technique of acting without acting. This world is the manifestation of the divine, and Bhagavan is the sole doer. Everything happens by His will alone. Nothing happens by our efforts, And this is understood only by the wise person that he is not the sole doer. A test of complete purification of mind is done when all the senses of personal doership is dissolved and we perceive actions to be just as happenings. Even Brahma, the creator, does not take the credit for the creation of the world, but he merely holds on to the Lord and believes that through him the process of creation is taking place. Meditation is not possible with the sense of personal worship. The fifth chapter of Gita relates or tells us about the link between our initial sadhana and meditation. Our mind has occupied a satisfactory purification and has relinquished the sense of doership. We are now ready to do meditation. We pass the litmus test when we are aware that actions are happenings and we are merely instruments. Now, mind has completely been purified. We are now ready to sit down for meditation and perceive our nature, our true nature. The fifth chapter of Gita is Lord's hips. We sit down for meditation supported by our hips. Hari Om.
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम् कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
The sixth chapter reveals the secret of meditation. Slowly having removed from all the distractions of the world, our mind learns to establish itself in its own Swarupa. Here, Lord Krishna prepares us for meditation and shows us how to meditate. The state of meditation is different from waking, dream and deep sleep states and is far subtler from them all. It is the Turiya or the fourth state about which we know very little. It is the fourth state about one's own nature, but the one is not aware of it. Shift the attention from the world outside and sit within yourself. By establishing this state, you will get away from all the sorrows. Even mountain-like sorrows will fail to shake the equilibrium of such an individual. Ramana Maharshi said, "Be as you are." The Lord advises us to remain within self. Established in this, the whole world will experience as oneself, and the one will be immersed in sukha or bliss and will automatically get away from all the anxieties and worries. Arjuna asks, "My mind is very restless. How can I make it quiet?" In reply, Lord Krishna deals exhaustively with the preparation for meditation, the method to follow, and the benefits to accrue. He takes us from the rest of restlessness and confusion to the state of meditation. The chapter 6 is the Lord's generative organs. It is the secret area of Lord. It helps us to establish ourselves in our own nature. This secret technique reveals to us not only about our own identity, but that of the whole world as well.